Hey, you fucking asshole.
Dude, let's go for a drive, asshole. Asshole, let's go for a drive.
What's going on with you today, asshole? We got a lot to talk about because we're driving and I can't fucking sit here driving in the fucking with my mouth shut, you know? Otherwise I'll fucking crash or something.
There's nothing good on the radio.
Well, my radio doesn't work, so that's it.
That's why we're doing this.
This car's from 1979. Fuck the radio.
That's why we do this, right?
Yeah, why?
We're doing this because your radio's broken.
Because you're the radio.
I'm the radio.
Well, you know, it's one thing to be driving through like nothingness, which is like the highway, the expressway. You're sliding past towns at like 65 miles an hour, right? But it's like, what's going on inside those fucking towns when you pull in all slow and shit, either to get gas or to take a dump? That's where life is, you know what I mean? And that's how I view like where the fuck you live. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to be passing by and then I'm going to slow down and I'm going to see where the fuck, what's over here? So like, what's it like when you're, do you take a walk through your neighborhood or do you only drive? Like, how the fuck do you get around?
Oh, well, it's a small town, so.
Yeah, but what the fuck does that mean? I live in a small town too, but when I leave the house, I don't get in my car. I hoof it.
You do not live in a small town.
I live in a tiny little town in North Bumblefuck. I mean, hey, don't try to tell me my town ain't small. Because you know what that means? That means I don't know what the fuck you live on. Like a cotton ball on a fucking gnat's ass.
I don't know where you're getting your shrooms, but I visited you and you're not in a small town.
That's because look at where the fuck you came from. Like a fucking bundle of sticks with like, you got Fisher cats running around. I don't even have that. Like I had to look up Fisher cat yesterday and I was like, that's a fucking animal, bro. Like that shit looked like God created that shit yesterday by accident. And I was like, this motherfucker's got, and that's why he has no chickens. It's like because of that.
Yep.
Now I have hawks. They come through here. You were like, I have a hawk in the neighborhood. I might have two. Dude, everyone's got hawks. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, yours killed your fucking chicken.
Mine generally come in pairs, and yeah, they're brave.
Yeah, they come in pairs because they got to fuck and they got to make more of them, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But like what happens, like when you leave your house, let's say like I got to run an errand, right? Let's say like the other day I went to the post office. I took a walk. It's 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back, maybe a little less. Now I did my cardio. What happens when you do that? You got to mail a letter. What are you doing?
I live in the town, and I live south of the city. So I'm in the town, which means that generally there's, I don't have any neighbors, but I'm not out in the country. I'm just in a suburb of a city of maybe 50,000
All right, let's do this again. You left your house. You're going to the post office. How do you do it?
Well, that's what I was about to answer.
Yeah, let's get to that part.
Because I live where I live, it's just south of the city. There's no sidewalks. So, I mean, I can walk.
Finally, there's no sidewalk.
I can, if you'd let me finish answering.
No, go ahead, man. I'm laughing.
Fucking dick. Can't even
keep going. You don't even
question.
have a fucking side. They couldn't even build a sidewalk where you live. That's where
they
fuck
have
you
not.
live.
Well, but south of me is the Walmart that serves the entire county. So it's kind of weird because it's like everybody lives in the city north of me by, I'm a mile. And my house is on the main road into the city, and everybody drives by my house going from the city to Walmart, which is the big retailer in town.
I heard of those.
The town. So there's no sidewalk from my house until you go to the first stoplight, and then a sidewalk starts there. And it's like there's like a plaza with a price chopper in it. And across the street is a gas station, convenience store, and the sidewalk kind of starts around there, that intersection, which is probably a 5-minute walk from my house.
Oh, so they started sidewalks 5 minutes from your house.
5 minutes north of my house. And so once I hit that sidewalk, if I walk from there to the post office, that's a good 20-minute walk.
Nice.
Because the post office is in the middle of the city.
Yeah. That's 20 minutes. That's like me going to my post office and coming back. So that's yours is just twice as far.
Yeah, if I was going to walk from my house to the post office and back, that's a good 45 minutes.
Right,
by
now,
the time
okay,
you're done.
cool. So because I'm picturing this, so like,
but it's deceptive because my house is only maybe a 5-minute walk outside the city, 5 minutes south, and then 10 minutes further south, maybe not even. It is the Walmart and the Lowe's. And that's like our south of the city complex where all the retailers, the big retailers are.
I love this. We're plugging everybody. Everyone's going to pay us. We got Lowe's.
Yes.
We got Walmart. Who else is paying us? This is great.
I think maybe they owe us now.
I know. It's like we're plugging everybody. And it don't matter if it sucks or if it's great. You sit here and go, I fucking hate Reese's Pieces. Yeah. Shit gave me fucking ass cancer. Oh, but anyway, now you want it, right?
But they won't sponsor you because we have explicit language.
Ah, fuck
Walmart
them.
is
Wake up.
Walmart
Whatever.
is a family friend.
Fuck them with the
Walmart is a family friendly.
Put a fucking tag on it. It says explicit. Now suddenly
Walmart won't carry you if you're explicit.
Fuck Walmart. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck gave you the license to be God?
They're the family.
Walmart.
They're the family business.
Well, they don't know my family.
They care.
You should see my family.
It's for the children.
Right. My fucking family on fucking Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's fucking F-bomb holidays. Let's go to Walmart. That's why we don't have Walmarts here. Because they're like, no, those are the fucking dirty people. They curse a lot. They're like, there's not a Walmart within like fucking 30-mile radius of this fucking place. You know why?
Yeah, I know. Because I've wanted to go there for something.
Because it's filthy. This place is disgusting. It fucking smells like shit. There's rats the size of dogs running around over here. And Walmart's like, that's not family friendly.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. We need to go to where there's no sidewalks. That's where we're going to put the Walmart. There's families over there. No, but really what I wanted to picture is when you go for a walk to the post office, how many people are you running into?
On the street?
To the post office. How many people do you run into?
I don't run into anybody. That would be rude.
See?
No, I walk by them.
So how many? What's the number?
Well, it depends on the time of day, but generally, if you're going during post office hours,
I would hope so. Hopefully it's
between
open.
9 and noon, you might pass maybe 20 people.
That's pretty good.
There and back. I mean, 20 people total.
Do you guys wave to each other or you guys fucking sneer?
Yeah. People nod and smile as you walk by them.
That's good. Over here, if you do that, you know what they do? They call the cops.
Yeah.
You can't fucking look at anybody. You look at anybody for more than 30 milliseconds, you know what that is? That's assault.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an aggressive posture.
I know, especially if it's if I look like a woman or a man.
What are you looking at?
Or a man.
Or excuse me, let me put it in your dialect. What are you looking at?
That's pretty good.
Why don't you stare? Why don't you stare some more? Why don't you take a picture?
Dude, you sound like you're from Bensonhurst. That's good. That's not bad.
Take a picture. It'll last longer.
Take a picture. It'll last longer. That's me doing you. See, watch. Yeah. Take a picture. It'll last longer. It's kind of Long Islandish. It's a little Long Island Bensonhurst.
Yeah.
You know what? I never could understand.
To be an impressionist.
I could never understand why guineas from Bensonhurst, or as they say, Bensonhoist.
Can you say that?
What?
Guineas? Can you say that?
What do you mean? I just said it. You want me to say it again? Watch this. Guineas. The guineas. What about the gypsies? What about the gyps that gyp everybody? How about that? Can you say that? Can you do that? Dude, you're a guinea.
I don't know.
You tell me. Can you say it?
You can say it to me.
Go ahead.
Not everybody
dude,
can.
You say it because you're Italian. You're Italian, right?
I am.
You are an Italian. I always wondered about this. There's Italian, right?
Italian.
There's Italians, and then there's Italians. There's three kinds.
There is.
So which one are you?
And there's only one way to pronounce Jewish.
What do you mean?
Jewish.
Jewish?
Jewish.
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 He's a Jewish guy.
Jewish.
That guy, he's Jewish.
It's just
no, but
Jewish.
we could go all day like this. Let's not get off topic.
Anyway.
When you're
you
meet like 20 people not on the sidewalk, or like by the time you get to the sidewalk?
Between my house and the post office, I might see 10 people on the street on the way there and maybe 10 on the way back.
That's a lot of people. That's good.
They're just kind of walking around, they're probably, you're going to see most of them obviously in city center.
Oh, but wait.
Before you turn right to go to the post office in that one stoplight town.
Because as I was asking you that, I was like, well, what's my answer? How many people? I was thinking, I might see like 20 people. But the thing is, like, you're saying you're seeing 20 people, but like you see
at most.
You're like, even if they're 175 feet away, you're like, I saw him, but I'm talking like, I guess my city perspective is like I'm within 3 feet. Like, how many people are you within 3 feet of before you get to that post office and back?
Maybe half of that, maybe 10.
10 people. Yeah, over here, you get so close that either you smell them or you almost kick them in the heels because they're moving too slow and they're on the phone, or they're blocking the sidewalk like it's a football game and like they won't let you pass. So it's like, that's when you got to run into the street, and then you got to make sure you don't get like hit by cars. So yeah, when I use your metric, I probably, on the way to my post office and back, I probably see a good 375 people. So that's kind of different. That's a lot.
It's crowded where you are.
It is, yeah.
When we walk anywhere, we're passing somebody. I mean, a better measure is like how often do you pass? Like, what's the frequency of when you pass a person? So if you're walking, I might pass one person every 5 minutes, 3 minutes on a busy day. Once I get down up into the city,
that's why you say hello, because you're like, oh, look at this. Hey,
there's another human
over here. It's like
I might pass as many animals as I do people.
Oh yeah.
So
animals.
yeah, it's like once you get past, as you get far enough north and you get actually into the city, I might pass one person every minute and a half, maybe.
Now,
not even.
What kind of people are they? Are they all just like you? They're Italians?
No, we got a mixed bag. It's gotten a lot more diverse over the years.
Diverse. That means they're black and brown people. We
might have some black and brown people.
That's what diverse
means. Chinese people. We got some.
But you're part of that diversity, right? Because you're you're not white. You're not white. You're Italian. That's different. But like you're part of the diversity because you're a person of color. You're an oppressed class. So you're not. You're actually part of that diverse. So am I. I'm a person of color.
I don't know.
I just learned that I'm.
I had one black person in my graduating class.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
1981.
He was the token. He was the token black Tolkien.
Guy. We had another family that was a couple years younger. They had kids in the class that were a couple years younger than me. Graduated after I did.
Amazing.
Another 2 or 3 black people. No, it was small, man. Small.
So why is that? Like, you think black people are afraid of your neighborhood? They're like, oh shit, don't go there. It's too white.
I have no idea what the demographic causality is.
Yeah, I wonder if they do. They probably explain that on the website, the governor's website, right?
Yeah.
This is how many black people we got over here. And this is how many Italians we got. These are the Puerto Ricans.
I mean, this area, just like any other, went through its phases over the decades. It started out primarily Italian and Irish.
Oh, no shit.
So we have the one Catholic church that's the Italian Catholic Church.
Dude, that means your pizza's good.
You kidding? Our pizzas up here are great.
You got amazing pizza.
We've got
Italians
2 or 3 places that are not bad at all. I mean, they're not. They're good. They're really good. Like when I go elsewhere, I've got a pretty good benchmark for what's good pizza, I think.
Because
then we got the usual crap. We've got usual like Pizza Hut and
but what I'm
pizza.
saying is like the Italians made the good pizza. So like you're like, that's my benchmark, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you're not going in there and like a Chinese guy made it, and you're like,
right, or a Mexican.
Yeah, well, the Mexicans they learned from all the Italians right before they die, and they make good pizza because they're like, we're sticking to the recipe.
It's only been in the past, maybe I'd say, well, we're 2023. I'd say a decade now It's been within the past decade, we finally started seeing some Mexican folks behind the counter at the pizzerias.
Yeah.
Until that, I mean, that's how recent.
Are they
before that?
Are they illegals?
Before
is that why they're behind the counter? Because they're illegals?
No, and they actually
because you don't have to pay them as much.
They're just like the rest of it. I mean, they're normal.
But I mean, like you can just pay them $4 an hour. That's that's why.
No.
Is that why they're there? Because that's how capitalism works. You should ask them next time. You're like, yo, how much you make? Don't tell me nothing. I just want to know how much you make, and then just see what they say. And just
before that, it was always just Italians behind the counter.
Those you got to pay
Italian
a lot.
Restaurants.
Yeah, you got to give them good $15 an hour at least.
There's one guy. This is a great story, I guess. For the ride.
Yeah, I love this.
There's this one guy. You know where Mr. Pfister? I told you about that in the last episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another 5 or 8 minute walk up north of Mr. Pfister, you run into the North Plaza. That marks the other end of the city boundary. So, I mean, you can walk from one end of the city to the other completely and enter the city limits, walk for 20 minutes, and you're leaving the city limits, and that's it, north to south. And so the North Plaza is the north boundary of the city. And in that plaza, there was a pizzeria ever since I was little, that we always used to go to. And, the standing rumor to this day is that particular pizza joint, and one other one in the middle of the city, both of these were pretty much mafia involved. They were basically storefronts laundering money.
Wow,
because we're way up here, nobody's paying attention. And the guy in north of town had a pretty large field area right next to, like at the end of the plaza, there was this field. And, I don't know how much stock to put. I didn't see it personally. So to me, it's all rumor, but I could see it happening. There were rumors that the guy was laundering money for the mob. These big limos would show up now and then, just show up in town and park in the plaza.
That's anecdotal.
Go eat at this restaurant. And then big rumor came. Somebody said, well, at one point there was a helicopter landing in that field. And these guys were getting out with these guys that you don't want to mess with were getting out of this aircraft and
like politicians. You mean?
Going into I'm
like
talking
lobbyists,
mafia,
Italian mafia people used a helicopter. Dude,
yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, they got there and you don't mess with these guys. And we used to eat there all the time. I loved their pizza. It was good. That's where I learned. That's where I first started enjoying music out of a jukebox because I was that little.
You know what that's called? That's called guilty by association.
I guess so. My money was going into that system.
Yeah, you're going.
Not my money. My parents' money.
Dude, you ate
my parents'
food.
money.
Whatever they did, you had a hand in it.
Yeah, my parents' money went into that system.
Yeah. How do your parents feel about that to this day? Do they have guilt?
I think they don't believe the rumors.
You know what's funny? There is no mafia. Like, that doesn't exist. That's a conspiracy theory. I don't know if you know about that. That's all bullshit. It doesn't exist. Just because you see Italians in suits with money and guns and drugs and pizza doesn't mean it's a mafia. That's all. That's why I said I
didn't see any of that firsthand, so I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And you don't talk about it.
It's never been proven. Yeah, exactly.
So you're already talking about it. So you're already.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like it's a, we've all seen The Sopranos. It's a show. It's not real. You know what I mean? The mafia doesn't really exist. So what? They gunned down some guys. Yeah. That's not the mafia. That's just some thugs. It's not organized crime. It's a conspiracy theory. Right. It's a conspiracy theory. Jimmy Hoffa, what are you going to do? He's
all I know is there was some shady stuff going on. And the guy in the middle of town was probably worse. Because I know they were bringing in a lot of money, but this guy was living well above his means. And I don't know how. And I mean, shit was paid for. This was not like, he went and got a loan for a Porsche.
Well, I mean, look, what do you mean? Like, this is the guy that owned the restaurant.
You look at the size of our city and the number of people they got, even the size of the restaurant we had, there's no way someone running that business alone with just the money that was coming through there, plus all the staff he had, plus the fact that he had to pay the rent on the building.
Right.
There's no way he could afford the things he had.
Right.
Just on that alone. Now, whether he had his hand in other things, I don't know. I'm not making any accusations. I'm free and clear on all this. I will openly admit it's all rumors and appearance and speculation.
As a matter of fact, if you want,
but it would not be unusual.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me like you're bigging him up. You're saying this. You're proud of the guy. Actually, you're impressed.
Well, I mean,
you're not saying
it is kind of impressive, but at the same time, it makes sense because we're up here. Nobody's doing those kind of busts up here.
What do you mean?
In fact, it's been tough getting them to bust the meth addicts.
Oh yeah, meth is a big deal.
Dealers. Huh? It's become in the past 5 years, especially. Yeah, heroin and meth.
Let me ask you something about meth, because we don't really have that over here. And like where you live, there's nothing. There's like hawks. There's not a sidewalk. There's fisher cats, but yet you got meth. Like
we got
where
meth. We got
is
meth
that?
Houses.
Is that growing in the forest? Like what is with the meth? Where's it coming from?
They're cooking meth down on Henry Street.
And what's with the cops? You know that wait. You're not a cop. What are they doing? The cops are like, yeah, it's cool. You got a license.
They bust them when they can. They keep busting them and they keep popping up in other houses.
So there's just so many of these that like they bust them and then another one comes up.
There's a house that's a 10-minute walk from me right on the main street. Oh wait, now it's not on Henry Street. Now it's on the main road. And the house is all boarded up. They had to shut it down. Let's say meth labs, they blow up, and when they blow up in a big populated neighborhood where the houses are close together, a lot of people get hurt.
Yeah, but they don't always blow up. That's a movie.
They don't always blow up, but I mean,
movie. That's Hollywood.
Well, they blow up a lot,
dude. We've all seen the movie with the cook, and it blew up. It's like it's a meme now. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't always have to blow up.
No, but these places do.
What I'm saying is
we've had our share. Let me put it that way.
Look, me and you, we got to go get meth. How do we do it? Like, what do? We go to the one of that house with the shit boarded up because we know where it is, right? But how are they going to know we're not cops? Like, how do we do it? Because they're going to look at you. You got to change your clothes or something, right? They're going to look at me. They're like, okay, that guy, he probably wants meth. He looks cool. But like, I don't know the neighborhood, so I'm going with you. So how do we do it? We is there like a secret knock? Do we gotta call somebody?
You're asking the wrong person, man.
So you know everything about this except how to go get it? What the fuck you know about these guys? Who's over there? It's gonna blow up. It's got the windows. It's on Henry Street. Yet you don't know how to get it. How do I get meth?
Why would I want to know how to get it? I don't talk to people. I don't go looking for meth.
I don't care why you want to get it. I want to get it. Right? I'm a meth head. Right?
Then go find a tweaker and ask him where he got it.
I'm asking you, bro. You know everything about meth, and now you don't know shit? Look, you got the meth problem. I don't. I'm in your neighborhood. I want meth now. How do I get it? Who do I talk to? Obviously not you, right? But you're like, I know where the house is. So who do I talk in your neighborhood? Who's the closest meth head?
You find the tweaker and you ask him where he got his meth.
Find the tweaker. What is that? At Walmart? Where do I find it?
All you got to do, you walk down the right streets in this town.
Where's that? Give me the right street.
Henry Street. There's a few. So they're just bad. They're just. So
I got to hang around until I find the guy that's my friend.
I drove by one the other day. He was walking right down the middle of the street.
So how do I get
in his socks?
I got to be his friend and shit. I got to give him $5, maybe. That's what it is.
It's all
money.
in who you know,
dude. They need money.
It's absolutely in who you know.
See that? So we gotta find out. We got to find out.
Just like any other drug. What are you going to go to the store and ask for meth?
Yes.
No, you got to know somebody.
Watch see, you perfect transition. Dude, I go outside. I want marijuana. I want mushroom chocolates. I want fucking keef with fucking dipped in, infused, whatever the fuck, anything. It's right outside my door. Where? At the corner store. This is where I'm getting it. I go in there. They got every fucking marijuana-related drug known to man that didn't even fucking exist 6 years ago. It's in there packaged up like a goddamn Kit Kat. And I can fucking walk right out of there like, yeah, this is great. That's where we're going. So it's just a matter of time before it's fucking meth or it's heroin or it's whatever. We already got weed right here. Every block, I got a weed store with little cartoon signs so the kids can be like coming out of school. let's go get some pre-rolled joints. Okay, let's do it. That's exactly what's going to fucking happen. But right now, in your neighborhood, how many weed stores you got?
I don't think we have any.
See that? But you got meth houses, and I don't have that.
We have meth houses.
See, I don't have that.
That you know of.
How would I know? You know what I mean? Like, what does it look like?
I don't know. You'd probably have to check the police blotter where you are and see if they're arresting anybody.
That's
these places down.
Police blotter. You know when was the last time I looked at a police blotter?
Yeah, maybe you should
never.
study.
I didn't even know. I never put those words together to come out of my mouth ever. Police blotter. Like now I got to look that up. So let's say I want to invest. I want to find a meth
guy
house.
doesn't know what a police blotter. Hey, that would be a great thing for you to do before our next drive.
What's that?
Look up police blotter and then look up, get a newspaper. You remember what one of those is?
Dude, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to look up my police blotter, and then I'm going to compare it to yours and how fucking rinky-dink. Dude, I go outside, the police blotter is in my fucking pores, okay? The goddamn mayor gets on television, the mayor of New York. You know what the first thing out of his fucking mouth is? I smell that weed. It smells great. Oh, the laws are really working. Somebody's smoking that something. This is the fucking mayor of New York. You think I got to look up the police blotter? When I walk into the goddamn post office, there's a top 10 list of fucking murderers and rapists. I got to worry about a police blotter to find a meth house. Maybe that's how the cops do it. That's why they can't find anything.
You've got a problem because you live in such a big area that there's no localized police blotter. You don't know what's going on in your own neighborhood.
I go outside. I know exactly what's going on, except the meth house. That's what I'm asking you. You're in like meth capital, and you're like, I know where it's on Henry Street. I want to find the meth house over here because I can't find it. I'm going to check the police blotter. I'm going to see what the fuck they got over there.
Just look where they're doing the bus. You'll find the right areas. Might not be a 10-minute walk for you.
What I'm saying is they're going to spell it out for me on the meth house located on 3789 Fresh Pond Road. Well, nice. He was right. He was fucking right. I fucking nailed it. It was right there.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is like there's meth heads somewhere, but they're not here. They're over where you are for some weird reason. And you know where else they are? They're all over Florida. They're crawling around like fucking alligators over there. So there's something about your place and Florida that's similar. What do you think it is? Because you know your town. What's going on over there?
Well, the general the basic idea that everybody seems to have, and I don't. Again, I'm not going to claim that I know this shit, but the general impression here is that we get a lot of folks coming up from the city to sell their drugs.
Like from here?
Yeah, like a lot. Because they assume that these podunk towns with these podunk police departments can't do shit to them. Unless they get busted driving their car and they got the stuff in their car. That was happening and kind of still happens a lot. And you can tell when somebody's selling because they're carrying way more than you would ever carry if you were just using, Like they're carrying
What's a lot?
A lot of this. Well, I don't know, a lot. Like, like intent to sell quantities.
2-3 pounds or more.
Whatever intent to sell quantities are.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I got to check the blotter. They found 3 pounds over here in Queens.
And so then they realize they got a lot of folks up here who want this stuff and they're not getting busted because they're driving up here, selling it and driving away. And so then they set up shop. They rent an apartment. And they start cooking it here, and they start selling it here. And now we got needles on the streets and
why needles? So
wandering around.
When I think meth, I don't think needles. Is that how they're doing it mostly?
Well, it's not just meth. It's meth and heroin is the bit. Really
they go together, huh?
They really do.
So the needles are for meth too, though.
Meth is more difficult because obviously the manufacturing is a little dangerous, but. Heroin has been a problem. It's been an increasing problem for the past 5 years. Look. When I do walk from my house into the city, if I walk along this main road, there's a good chance I'm going to see needles just on the side of this highway.
Dude, welcome to reality. Look, Ray Charles was on fucking heroin. We all know what heroin is. What I'm saying is when you're on meth, are you injecting that shit?
I have no idea.
I think these fuckers
usually smoke it, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what maybe they're smoking. Yeah, I guess they're smoking that. I've watched Breaking Bad, but you know, there's like a reality show I remember seeing where some woman was taking meth and mainlining it into her fucking jugular.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, how much before like one time out of 100, that's the one that kills you? That's crazy. Yeah, but it probably is the best way to do it.
And our numbers obviously will mean nothing to you. Like our numbers up here. When you just hear like, oh, well, we have 1, 2, or 3 overdose calls a week, that's nothing for you because you live in a highly populated area. But when you have 50,000 people in the whole county,
that's my town.
You get an overdose. You get overdose calls over the scanner. Maybe I'd say we're up to 4 times a week.
You got a scanner you listen to?
Well, we have
You have a scanner.
I have a scanner that I can, or
Bro,
you can just read the police blotter.
Dude, I don't have a scanner. I don't have
it
Blotter.
on all the time.
Fuck.
I don't have to listen to the scanner. All I have to do is listen to the emergency vehicles driving by my house.
I was going to say, are you going to?
It's the main road. I can hear everything that goes on.
Window.
If I hear sirens, I know just within a 10-minute walk that those sirens are going to be stopping and either, somebody had a heart attack or somebody overdosed.
Amazing.
I mean, we know, everybody knows everybody. Most everybody knows what's going on. And if I'm not sure what's going on and I don't have my scanner app on or whatever, I can go on Facebook and look at the scanner nerds and they'll tell you within a few minutes. Like, hey, this call came over the scanners.
I thought Facebook was done already. Holy
there's a group for scanner people in our area.
That sounds right.
Facebook group.
It sounds like that's where the scanners would go, to Facebook.
It's actually a decent use of the platform compared to all the other shit people use it for.
That's it. That's our next sponsor, Facebook. Decent use of the scanner platform. I don't know how I would say that. I said that wrong. I would say, how would you fix that sentence so they could pay us?
I don't know.
Facebook. If you're a scanner, you can use our platform efficiently.
I don't know.
All
I know is that usually somebody with way too much time on their hands is sitting around listening to their scanner, and when a call comes over the scanner for our area, it'll either be fire or emergency services, or police. Those are the 3.
Dude, that's the beauty of
it.
So
they'll make a post in the group and says, "Hey, here's a call. It's a motor vehicle accident on such and such a road," and within a few minutes. Everybody knows within a few minutes when something happens around here.
I know, me too. I know within 10 seconds because it sounds like an explosion around the corner. I'm like, yep, but there you go. That's going to be on the scanner.
But anyway, with that many overdoses a week, it's steadily gone up. You're going to get at least 1 or 2. And, it just tells you that there's still a problem up here. Worse.
But what it means is like you don't want any problems up there. Whereas here, you're like, I expect 30,000 motherfuckers to overdose here. And we're like, yeah, whatever, it's a city. But up there, you get 5 overdoses. Everybody's like, look at what's happening. This is our little town.
I think it depends on how you grew up. I think it depends on how you grew up.
No, I mean, it's your town. That's what I'm saying. Fuck how you grew up. I'm just saying, like, you live there because you want it to be safe. You're over here, you're fucking clenching your fucking butt cheeks together because you're hoping nobody fucking slices your neck with a Metro card. And it's like,
I tend to make people want to cut me.
Yeah. How's that working for you?
I walk from here to the post office here. Nobody wants to cut me.
You should try it here. Let's see what happens.
When I walk to the post office from your place to the post office, I am likely to pass 5 people who want to cut me just because of the way I look.
Why not? Yeah.
Deep cuts.
The way you look. Like, stop looking like that, bro. Fix it.
Yeah, and don't look at me. What are you looking at?
Fix what you look like. That's called survival in the city.
I'm going to cut you.
What the fuck you looking at? Exactly.
Yo, I'm going to cut you.
Dude, that's my...
And I'm like, what?
Dude, all you did was describe high school for me just now.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, there you go. So now
it's big city living versus country. I mean, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Stay alive. You know what I'm saying? But like,
you survived, man.
I don't know how I did it. I didn't have the wrong face or something. Nobody wanted to cut me. But the thing is, like, we got
maybe
drugs.
Your heroin was good enough.
Well, no. What it is, our drugs are now in the supermarket practically. It's all the corner stores. Yeah. So we're good over here. All we're doing is we're trying to say, oh, it's dangerous in the city. You don't want to live there? No, it's actually fucking cool. All that shit that you're afraid of, we're going to make a store and open it so you're like, oh, no, it's cool that you have drugs. It's a business. Cool. So the fucking mayor who's in charge of the cops, all he's saying is, yo, you guys, if you want to sell weed like that, because we let you, you gotta pay taxes. You gotta throw us some money, otherwise we're gonna bust you. And that's what it is. So he's like probably making deals with these motherfuckers. They said, yo, we got 1,300 fucking stores in the 5 boroughs that we're about to go and fine, but no, not arrest. We're not gonna arrest them. We're just gonna take all your weed and we're going to fine your ass. You know why? Because you're not giving us the money. So if you kick these motherfuckers like 20 G's like every 3 months, guess what? It's like the Mafia, which doesn't exist. They're going to not bust you. That's what New York City is. So all we are is we're worse than you, bro. We got fucking heroin motherfuckers nodding out and dying on every 3 fucking blocks that no one gives a fuck. But you know what? It's a big city, so it's okay. We're probably driving by a couple of those motherfuckers right now, zooted out of their fucking minds, and we don't know it. But you know what? We're going to make it okay because they're going to buy that shit at the store now. That's the difference. You don't have those stores. You got to open up a meth fucking store. Hey, you know what?
We're almost out of time.
We're going to have to fucking shut the fuck up and keep our eyes on the road.
I think we better shut up and keep our eyes on the road.
All right,
look out for the meth people.
Dude, let's get to driving and not hit no meth addicts.
Don't hit any meth addicts.
All right.
This is not Walking Dead where you can just run over them with your busted up ass car.
Well, the car will survive.
Car will survive.